Good evening. This is Damon Nolan, and this is day 38 of the Kris Gethin 8-week hardcore trainer. Day 38 is biceps and triceps grouped together. We call them arms. For those who may be joining me for the very first time, I want to say welcome. This is my daily check-in while I'm going through the 8-week trainer. You may hear a bunch of rain in the background. That's because it is raining. We are preparing for the hurricane. This is the rain and wind and all that. That is as a result of, I think it's Hurricane Dorian, I think it is. So if you hear some rain, that's where that's coming from. And of course, I'm back in the car. If you've been around for a few episodes, you may recognize that I oftentimes have been doing my audios or videos in the car after leaving the gym, or as a recap on the way to work in the morning. This is that story. I have a few minutes to kind of get some thoughts out, share some of my experience, some of my observations. Tonight I'm definitely going to talk about the arms workout, and I'll talk about any other observations that I have in the few minutes that I'm here. Let me start off by saying, hey, thank you very much if this is you're returning back and listening to another, what I'm calling them episodes now, another episode of this journey. Thank you for joining me. I definitely appreciate it. I started out doing videos, and I think the videos are definitely cool, but my face doesn't change and not much of the scenery changes. And I just find sometimes it's easier to do audio than it is sometimes to do video, because I have to stop. I can't drive or anything. Anywho, so tonight is day 38, arms, and I just finished. I'm in one hand. I don't know if you can hear that. That is me shaking up my recaged. So I may take a moment or two in between some of the words just to get it in, because I have to get it in, as Kris says. Get it into you immediately after you finish the workout. It's very important. I still have a second cardio to do tonight. It's about 8:40. I got a little bit of a late start today because of the rain and some of that, so I'm a little bit later than normal, but that's okay. I'm gonna work from home tomorrow, so I don't have to race as aggressively as I would have normally. I am going to try to, I don't know if I'll do it in this episode, but I will try to add some more pictures or take some more pictures throughout the day. And I'll try to add them into the video, especially if I'm doing audios like this. You know, I found myself just trying to find a picture to associate with the audio, and it's cool. You know, the last couple episodes I've taken some pictures of Kris in one of the videos or something like that, but I do recognize that these are videos still, so I'm sharing them typically on YouTube first, and then I'll share them like with Facebook and whatnot. So just sort of a house cleaning. I want to try to maybe add something at least visually appealing that may match what it is that I'm talking about to the best of my ability. But today's workout was a good workout. I was looking forward to arms. I do enjoy arms. I do find that arms feels like it's a good, strong area for me. I tend to grow there in my arms, as well as my shoulders, my calves. They all tend to grow pretty nice. So I was excited to get these exercises in. There were essentially 8 exercises, 4 exercises for each muscle, biceps and then the triceps. And similarly to what we've done the last 3 days, where we were weight training, is we have one exercise going up the pyramid, and then we have a second exercise coming back down the pyramid. Tonight we did, instead of it being the same muscle, sometimes you'll go up, let's say, attacking the bicep, coming back down, another bicep exercise. Well, today was a little mixed up, a little different. Kris did a bicep going up and then a tricep exercise coming back down. So you definitely were pushing a lot of blood to the arms, which is one of the very first observations that I have for this exercise, is that my arms feel huge. They feel muscular, they feel swollen, they feel great. Now, having said that, I'm pulling into the grocery store. I want to get some more kale. I'm sorry, this is me digressing yet again, as I oftentimes do. I'm going to drive by this grocery store in the middle of a hurricane. I don't know if the grocery store is open, but it's worth looking at. Looks like there are people inside, so maybe that's a good sign. I need to get some, I do want to get some, yep, that's what it looks like. Looks like they're open. See if I can't snag me a couple bags of kale. I actually have enjoyed the kale snack. It's been really good. All right, so give me a second while I get out of the car, and then I'll continue my... All right, so I'm back in the car after going into the store. Let me tell you something. 79 cents for each bundle of kale here in this local grocery store. Food Line, I think. 79 cents. Man, that's great. I ended up going the other day. I went and bought some kale from like BJ's. I think I spent like $5, and it was the organic version. They didn't have any other bags, and for 79 cents I got like 5 times as much and than what I would have, or what I paid for the other day. So note to self, when I want chips, go to Food Line and get some kale. 15 minutes, I can make a nice treat that feeds my need for something crunchy in my mouth, and throw some flavors on top. Oh my gosh, it tastes amazing. So, kale. Thank you, Kris, for introducing me to that. I saw it one day on one of his videos, and I said, you know what, that's worth a try. Let's give it a go and see if it's any good. And yes, indeedy, oh my gosh, it is so good. And just in case you were wondering how I made it, if you didn't see the video, essentially you take some kale, you cut it up into small, chunk, little bite-sized pieces. You can rip it. The one I just got from Food Line, I'm gonna need to cut it, rip it. They're big leaves or whatever, and so I'll just wash it, dry it, and then start tearing them into bite-sized pieces. Spray it. I typically spray it with some non-stick spray or something, just to so when I cook it in the oven, 350, 375 for 15-20 minutes. Once you get it on a pan, like a cookie sheet, it works really good. I did try a glass container, like a casserole container. That seems to cook pretty good. There's a metal tin that I used one time for lasagna. It works too, but I think the metal tin for like cookie sheet, it was kind of better for me. I just kind of cooked it better. It was crispy, and I think all of the leaves were cooked. There wasn't any like moist ones, or there wasn't any halfway cooked or steamed ones. So about 15 minutes in the oven, roasted 350, 375. I did have to go to 20 minutes, I think, last night at 350, but I was able to get those off the cookie sheet. Oh my gosh, it was so crunchy. All right, now enough about kale. Let me get back to the arm workout. So my arms were swollen, felt great, and I just felt like a beast. Here's the problem with that. When I look in the mirror, however, what I feel like and what it looks like are two different things. So yes, there is still a sheet of fat over my arms, but there was just enough fat loss that I could begin to see some more definition as my arms were becoming swollen and just getting a really good workout. I could look in the mirror, and of course in the gym, the one I go to, Gold's Gym, they got this, this perfect lighting in the mirror. So like you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, dang, these things are huge, but then when you really look at them closely, you realize, dang, there's no definition. Well, very little definition, because I could see the formation of what would be a really nice looking arm, but I just can't see it. So yeah, stay in the shadows, my friend. Stay in the shadows, where the right shadow will make it look bigger and better than if you're in a broad daylight or under fluorescent lights or something. I don't know. Is that what they call them, fluorescent? Is fluorescent the right word? No. Incandescent? Whatever those big bright lights are in my bathroom, yeah, that will steal all your joy. That's all I can say about that. So yes, that was my biggest thing. I enjoyed today's workout. I really, really did. I think it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the different variety. I actually like the spider curl better on the incline bench than leaning over the I guess it's the barbell. Excuse me, so sorry. The curl, they got like a curl machine, and they got that little, it's just not as comfortable. So I did enjoy that. It was a good variety, a good alternative to hanging over the side of a barbell stand. Triceps definitely were heated. There was enough exercises that they were burning, and my biceps were burning at different times, so I had to do a lot of rest pauses. I find that I do a lot of rest pauses when they get to the point that they're on fire, or I need a second to breathe, or at least my muscles need a second to kind of recuperate. So I'm usually like 1 or 2 seconds, and then I keep going. So that's what my workouts look like. I have a lot of challenges, and I think for arms, because there's not a lot of weights in between, like there's no half a weight. It's kind of like 40, 30, 50, 70, 60. There's no like 65, right? So it's kind of like, dang nabbit, how in the world am I going to get that middle ground? So I have to jump in order to kind of continue to stress myself. So I also found myself doing some partial exercises near the end. So where I think I was doing the spider curl, for example, I just did as much as I could do. I tried to lift it as high as I could lift it, and when I couldn't lift it anymore, I ended up doing some more partials just to get those last whatever ounces of energy, whatever ounces of strength I had left. I just kind of burned it out. So definitely a good workout. So what else? Tonight again will be 45 minutes of cardio. I still have another meal and a half to eat. And tomorrow is Friday for me, so that will be 39, and then I'll go into Saturday with 40, right? So today's 38, tomorrow's 39, and then 40. So I still have 2 more days of weight training, and then I'll have a single day on Sunday for a rest period before we go into week 7. While I am making progress, I am beginning to think that I may end up going back into another 4 weeks. I still have a lot of hope and excitement in the changes that are happening in this transformation. But I am preparing my mind that I'm going to continue to go hard. But I'm also prepared to go another 4 weeks to really bring and hone that that fat off and to continue building those muscles. And I really enjoy DTP anyway, so it's kind of fun for me to go back into it. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot of information. It's different from yesterday. I think the workout was great. A few observations that I have. I shared the kale recipe. I really enjoy that, and I'm just really enjoying this journey that I'm on. And I do appreciate hearing from those who are also on this journey with us, because it's kind of cool to see somebody else's experience. So anyway, listen guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for rocking with me. I'm going to go home and just work it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 39.